Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Beyond Cancer series. My name is Gail, aka Sunshine. This is going to be episode number 29, and today we're going to be talking to our newest Epic team member. But before we get to him, let me just tell you a little bit about Epic in case you are not familiar. Epic Experience was started in 2012 by Nancy Ferro after her oldest son was diagnosed with cancer and had a hard time getting his life back on track. Michael had attended a group that really gave him hope and kind of a new direction. And it was specifically for young adults. And Nancy thought, why not do this for cancer survivors of all ages? And that's how Epic Experience was born. This series, the Beyond Cancer series, is put on by the alumni team. And we're a group of 9, I think, survivors who have attended an Epic Experience camp. We went to camp at all different times. We have all different kinds of cancer. And our main goal is to keep the community going after we go home from camp. And this series started out of that desire. It's because of COVID, everything's changed, right? So we started doing this more often, and we've had cancer survivors and experts in the field just to kind of help people know they're not alone, give them hope, and educate them in terms of living beyond cancer. So today, we're going to have a chance to talk to our newest Epic Experience team member, Mark Ferro, aka Fuzzy, and I get to interview him. Hello, Mark.
Good afternoon, Gail. How are you? AKA Sunshine.
Yes. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us today.
Certainly.
I am going to just kind of start off like I usually do, ask people to tell us a little bit about themselves. So maybe where you're from, originally, where you're from now, one fun fact, and of course, how you got the name Fuzzy. Those are the things I want to know right up front.
Wow. Okay. Well, I am a individual who grew up in Northern California. You know, fun fact, I had a normal childhood.
Hey, that's nice. That is nice to hear.
Yeah. So mom and dad and grandparents, down the street type deal. And again, then raised the family in Northern California until moving to Colorado. Now about 11 years ago now. But had been working out here in Colorado in the tech field for maybe a total of 20 years. So
wow.
On and off. So anyway, it's sort of my background there.
Fuzzy, and how did you get the nickname Fuzzy?
Fuzzy, well,
a bit of irony, I see.
Yes, a bit of irony. How about that?
Love it. Great. All right. Well, let's jump in. And if you're watching today, I didn't mention this, but you can go ahead and add comments. If you have any questions for Fuzzy, go ahead and put them in there. And also, I'll say that at the very end of the podcast, we're going to bring Colin, aka Wingman, on to give a brief update about the Beyond Cancer series. So that's also coming down the road. So first thoughts, when Nancy came to you and said, I have this crazy idea about starting Epic Experience, what were your initial thoughts? How did that all kind of play out?
It's like, what are you going to get yourself into? And
right.
Everybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we had seen such a positive reaction from Michael, attending a program, seeing what it could do for others. The possibilities were very intriguing, and there were a number of folks that we chatted with at the time, that Nancy chatted with, that were certainly fully on board, 100% supportive, and so it seemed almost like a no-brainer. I remember one of our drives, once the commitment was made, coming down the mountain, a carload of us, and we were bantering around as to, okay, what's going to be the name of this new organization?
Oh, yeah.
So and then Epic Experience was born on, the name, I'll just say. And then the process of, all the back end, or the sausage making, if you will, of contacting people and attorneys from pro bono perspective
Yeah.
to get the 501c3, the nonprofit status going. And then just, a nonprofit is no different than anything else. It's setting up a business.
Right.
What's the plan? You need a computer. You need all these other things.
Right.
So it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was 2012. That's hard to believe that was that long ago. So you've been to several camps, right? How many camps do you think you've been to?
So how do we want to qualify this? So because if
you have participated as in a volunteer capacity of any sort.
Well, if we look at any sort, it would probably be almost all of them.
Wow.
Because I've done the full volunteering of the week,
right,
to helping out with picking up campers at the airport and
Right.
driving them. So I've been certainly involved on the periphery since day one, but certainly the volunteering at camp is the most fun.
Yeah.
And seeing that activity take place in person.
Yes, definitely. And somebody asked the question I was just going to ask next is, what is your favorite part? So for those weeks that you've been there, like the whole time, what's your favorite part?
Oof. For me, the favorite part of camp, selfishly, is the morning, because I get up very early to make breakfast, and there's a peacefulness about the ranch and the solitude that the morning sunrise brings, and then seeing the campers, shall we say, stagger in the morning, those that are in need of coffee very badly, and those, again, anticipating what the day is going to bring.
Right. Yes, that is one of the hallmarks, is the surprise, and so the anticipation. I like that.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite memory? So of all the camps that you've either driven for or been, spent the week there or anything like that, is there a favorite memory you have?
Well,
I'll even give you two. I'll even give you two.
Well, I'll just say there are many favorites. One of them that I think will resonate with our founder, Mama Lou, is we were having a wrap-up campfire. And we had a camper from Northern California. Now, mind you, she came to camp with one backpack, and for all of her clothing, etc. Now, midweek, we had to let her know that some laundry would be necessary for her to do, because, I'll just say it was getting a little gamey. But at this final campfire, everybody was sharing, and it got to her time, and she made comment that I was much more sensitive than Mama Lou, and Mama Lou had I think had a little tough time accepting that I could be so sensitive.
Oh, that's lovely. I love it.
And I say this very tongue-in-cheek, I'll just say.
Yes. I was going to ask you about your favorite activity, but I think I'm going to hold that one. How many dogs? This is completely going in the other direction. How many dogs have you owned in your lifetime?
Owned? Oh my gosh. I think we probably owned, in lifetime, maybe about 8, 9 that we've owned. Well, that number's got to go up now, because because we've raised 10 dogs as service dogs. We have kept 4 of those in total. But prior to that, we've probably had 7 or 8 dogs, growing up. From when I was a kid, I had from a Dachshunds to German Shepherds, but then once married to Nance, Golden Retrievers and Labradors.
Yeah.
So,
and since we're on this topic of dogs, what role do the dogs play in camp? Because I know at least one of them plays a special role.
Well, Jessix, aka Mister, he has been to every camp that Epic has had.
Wow.
And he just seems to know who needs the support of an animal at at a particular time. And we've had campers who have been afraid of dogs coming in, and by midweek are inviting him on their lap, and finding a lot of solace with them, crying with them, laughing with them, etc.
Yeah, I have been there with Jessex, and he has a gift, that is for sure. He knows exactly who needs some comfort. All right, what song? Again, we have a random smattering. We are going to get to the main event. Which is asking you about your background and your new role. Okay. But until then, we're going to have a little fun.
Okay.
So what song can you not turn up loud enough?
There.
And if you have more than one, again, I'm being generous today.
Well, I mean, certainly a one that's a little bit more raucous would be, the Tim McGraw, like "Live Like You Were Dying," Garth Brooks, "The Dance," but something that can bring a tear to my eye that again, off the beaten track would be a good old Pavarotti Nessun Dorma, so from an opera. So,
that is quite a
eclectic.
I love it. If you're just joining us today, we are talking with Mark Ferro, aka Fuzzy. Just getting to know him a little. He is the newest full-time staff member for Epic Experience. And if you have any questions for Mark, any at all, go ahead and put them in the comments, and we will ask him. One person also put that their favorite memory is playing Rummy Cube. Have you been part of the Rummy Cube event?
I have been part of that event. Again, as a volunteer, I've also been tasked to go buy Rummy Cube games at Target or whatnot to make sure the camp is stocked full of them.
Exactly.
But part of them at all camps, and also was part of the Dummy Cube camp name.
Yes, that's
camp.
right.
So
there was an official Dummy Cube camp.
Exactly.
Yeah. If those of you who aren't watching, each night at camp, this game has become a mainstay. I don't know when it started, but it has become a mainstay at camp, and it always produces lots of laughter. Let's put it that way. All right, let's see. Let's get a little bit more into your business background. You mentioned just in passing that you had done a lot of work in Colorado. What is kind of your career history, including your time working in Colorado?
So career history, I'll just say I started off in the medical industry, worked in a hospital lab, drawing blood and whatnot from high school through college, and then again after graduation from college, as the parents threw the want ads my way, I started with a company called VWR, which was selling scientific supplies, instrumentation for both the clinical and industrial labs. Actually, it's that at that place of work where I met Nancy.
Oh.
So yes, but from there moved from that into medical supplies and instrumentation and capital equipment. So again, surgical instrumentation. So I was one of those guys who would get in scrubs and go into the operating room and have a show the surgeons what various instruments were, etc. So had some fun there, and then moved to more of a capital equipment sales. So selling the cardiac monitoring systems, that you would see either in the ER or their ICU beds, etc. I moved from that industry into tech, as they say, and selling what my wife would say is storage. And it's, like everybody knows, there's a hard drive in a computer. Well, I was selling, I'll just say a number of these drives put together for large corporations to store whatever data they had. If it's your PG&E company, all your bills, to a video production house like we're doing now. All of these videos are stored somewhere. So,
and then
again moved into all various portions of what we call the enterprise. So the networking, the servers, all of that.
So you've been in sales for how many years?
Oh, since 1980. 1980, many years. And those sales have evolved from carrying the bag and selling just a simple product to what would be considered more of a channel development process, and working with the partners that sell the product and encouraging them to ramp up and become more involved with the companies that I was representing, et cetera.
And so all the sales background and your medical and all these things, how do you see that? How is that going to fit in with your role? Well, first, tell me about your role with Epic, and then how is this going to help with that? Or feed into that, I guess.
So the role that I'm tasked to do here at Epic is really around business development and call it sustainability, because it's looking for ways to ensure that Epic is here not only today but way into the future. And ultimately that comes around to we need dollars to make things happen, for new programs, for staff, for additional staff, et cetera. And so combining the sales background and the development background that I've had is to go after organizations, companies, et cetera, as from a grant perspective, as looking at foundations, et cetera. So my background of being able to reach out to CEOs, CFOs, directors, et cetera, hopefully will play well in the the modality that I'm in now.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yes, we have a comment from a Facebook user who is so glad Fuzzy's talent is going to be part of the Epic experience team. So, yay, Fuzzy.
Yay. Thank you.
That's awesome. So you have officially started. You officially started.
Official start date was January 2nd, if you will. So yes, I was doing a little bit of work last year in writing some grants and whatnot. I certainly don't profess to be the writer and that you are, as with your editor hat on, but that's the process that we're going through. A lot of it takes research. And aligning the missions of foundations and grant giving individuals to the mission that Epic has.
Yes, definitely. What are you most looking forward to in your new role?
In the new role, just being part of the team and raising some more monies for Epic so we can continue. Ultimately, I think like everybody else, we want COVID to be over so we can get back to some normalcy and to get back to camps.
Yeah,
so
definitely. At this point, now I know you've 25 days in to the job. What do you see as being the most challenging part of your job?
Most challenging is, shall we say, is going through the research and aligning and finding those organizations that have that openness to interact with Epic and fund Epic. So it just takes some time to go through. There's again a number of websites to look through. Then looking at tax statements. Who have they funded in the past, et cetera? Is there some connection that an organization has with cancer? So those are the types of things that you look for. Yeah.
One family member wondered if perhaps working with family might be the most challenging aspect of the job.
Oh, I'll just say that I'm maybe to some folks' dismay, I'm pretty even keeled. I don't, you know, I'm not emotional about a lot of things. So hopefully that will take the stress away from, working in the family, et cetera.
Yes, I think you guys have learned how to all get along and make it work. Definitely.
Right.
Having a sense of humor is a huge part of it, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And as we're, today, actually, as we're mourning now, Cloris Leachman's passing at 94, because, a favorite movie of the Ferros is Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yes. Well, that is appropriate. That's true. Well, speaking of movies, I'm going to go in another direction. I'm going to keep you on your toes here. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Oh, golly.
Given the Ferro family affinity for Disney?
Boy, if I go back into childhood, I probably would be like a Mary Poppins. Okay. I mean, if I'm, going
way back, right?
Well, not way. I mean, that's, back far enough, I guess. But given the fact that Disney now owns the Star Wars franchise, I will say that when I was, when was it 1977, 76, 77, when the first Star Wars came out, I went to the theater in San Francisco with a high school buddy, and the opening scene, it was mind blowing, because nothing had been like that before. So it left that indelible memory. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, so definitely. All right. Do you have a favorite Disney character? I'll stay on the Disney theme just for a second.
I think from a perspective of character, I think as the mouse is the one that runs the show.
The mouse.
The mouse.
He doesn't even need
doesn't need anything more than that.
If we have another comment here, is the beard the fuzzy part? People are admiring the COVID beard.
It certainly needs some trimming or whatnot. I'll just say that in beginning of December, thereabouts, Wingman said, "Hey, just to let you know that for Christmas, you're going to be playing Santa Claus." So
this came in handy.
It was certainly not as
full.
It wasn't quite as full, and it certainly needs some trimming. Like I said, I usually was something that I just had the goatee, but
right. Love it. Again, if you're just joining us and you have a question, go ahead and put it in there. We are talking with Mark Ferro, aka Fuzzy. He is the newest member of the Epic Experience team. Newly minted as of 25 days ago. And we're just kind of getting to know him here. So I have some more off the beaten path, if I can read my writing here. What did you play sports in high school? And if so, what?
Yes.
And I have a part two.
I actually tennis in high school.
What? You say it again? Sorry.
Tennis.
Mm-hmm. Fabulous. I think you're the first tennis playing person I have had here.
No, I wasn't real good, but again, I was on the high school team.
And what is your favorite sport to watch now?
To watch now?
Non-COVID. I mean, obviously.
Non-COVID. I enjoy watching football, but I'll just say everything has been a struggle these days to get into it, and so
it's just not the same.
No, it is not the same.
Quite the same, yeah.
Not the same.
Let's see. We have a hello from the other side of the hill. I'm not sure who it is because it says Facebook user, but someone else has let us know that it was 1977 for Star Wars, the year Fatty graduated from college.
So now we know who that person on the other side of the hill was. I did say 76, 77, so I was close.
Exactly. Yeah. You're right there. If you had a boat, again, I'm going completely other direction now. If you had a boat what would you name it and why?
I had a boat. Probably too expensive.
For obvious reasons. Yes, this is what I have heard about both.
Exactly.
All right. If you had a choice between riding a bike for 100 miles or running for 50, which would you choose?
The bike. I hate to run.
Well, there you go. That makes it pretty easy then.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, again, I can't read you like to cook. And I know at camp you have a specialty. Actually, you probably have a couple. But one thing in particular I know you love to do at camp. What is that?
Well, again, the morning I love to cook, throwing all the bacon on that flat top.
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing quite like that. And the wafting of bacon grease and smells that go everywhere. It is fabulous. I'll just say we've turned vegetarians into bacon eaters in the morning. But,
yes, I not to do.
But I started recently just then making carrot cakes at camp.
Yum.
So, yeah. And then, this sounds really bad in this day of political correctness and whatnot, but I'm a guy. I love to barbecue.
And there is nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. I love it. And we have a question here. How many pounds of bacon do you think you have cooked in all of your volunteer years at camp?
Oh boy.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. I'd probably say
I mean, we've had what?
5. I would say probably we're looking at least 100 pounds. At least. Yeah. At least. Maybe, at least. I mean, maybe 200 pounds of.
That's a lot of bacon.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good. Let's kind of think about a non-COVID world. What are you looking forward to most in terms of Epic and maybe things that aren't happening now, or what hopefully you're going to see in the future? Do you have anything you're really looking forward to?
Well, I'd love to be able to just entertain again and have people, for dinner and have people in the house.
Yeah.
I think we're all social animals, some more than others, but to be surrounded by friends, yes, we've been lucky because we've been surrounded by family, having kids live close, so that's been wonderful. But to have neighbors and friends to eat a meal with and maybe a little wine or cocktails, again, I think we all miss that.
Yeah, definitely. Usually the way I kind of start to close the discussion time is I ask if there's anything I haven't asked you that you want to share about Epic, about your job, about, I don't know, what you see happening in 2021, anything.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that you haven't asked me specifically, but I will just say that, we're hoping that 2021, that as the vaccines are administered to more and more people, and that term herd immunity starts taking over, I guess, that normalcy will come back to the world. And, obviously we're living in it as well, and just want to be part of that normalcy. We certainly hear it from our survivors that the last thing that they need, is this, lockdown and being shut in as well. So I think it would do well for everybody's psyche, from kids to adults, everybody. Gail, did you freeze up on me?
I'm still here. I don't know. Mine keeps pausing on my end. So
Okay.
could you see me the whole time? We have.
I could see you, but then all of a sudden you were,
That's why I kept smiling, because I couldn't see anything, but I figured I was still on the screen. Okay, we have another question here. So, what would you say to someone who may be in a camp when things get back to normal?
Say, again, you cut out there for a moment.
So, what would you say to someone who may be unsure about attending a camp? So, when things get back to normal and it is a possibility, what would you say to someone who might be a little on the fence about going?
It's like that old Life commercial. Try it, you'll like it. And I think it's having that leap of faith and trust.
Yeah.
All I can say is that we've seen such a amazing transformation of individuals who started the camp with a lot of intrepidation, who at the end of the camp, it's a 180-degree, turnaround, and just seeing the change that people have in their belief in themselves and the camaraderie that we see in the camp. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal.
And along those lines, what do you think? So a group of campers come in. What is the thing that you see that's different? I know it's not the same for everyone, but what's a common thread or something that you see that has changed? What have they been given because they've been at a camp?
Well, it's cancer that gift, I think, allows individuals to be a lot more true to themselves and true to others around. They don't have time for the BS anymore.
Yeah.
And so there's that rawness that people will share, that you don't see from normal quote unquote individuals.
Right.
And seeing people open up with that degree of emotion and honesty is awe-inspiring.
Yeah. And I'm sure it surprises some of them. I can say that from personal experience, that you share more than you expect and that there's a connection there.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. And it's a connection that it doesn't matter, male versus female, young versus old. It happens. And to see it happen organically, that's the magic of the program that we offer.
Exactly. Well, right. It's cancer, like you called it, the gift.
Yes.
It is the gift that brings us all together to form these new relationships, that brings you to Epic, and gives that hope, that, all of those things. Definitely. Well, if no one has any more questions well, good to see you too. Whoever said good to see you, Sunshine. And by the way, apparently it was about 4 pounds per morning for camp. So if you figure 4 pounds per morning times 5 days times the number of camps, I'm not the math person. I deal with words, so somebody can figure that out. But that'll give you.
Well, again, one of those days, it's not all 5. One of those days we might do sausages as well. So. And
that the poor pig has given himself.
Yes.
Here's another question we have. What impact can donations make to the organization? Donations on all level, not just the big, like you're going for the big ones, but we're also talking about just everyday Joe.
Sure. Yeah. We all want to see those huge,
right.
$10,000, $50,000 type donations, because that really funds some of the programs that we're doing on a huge scale. But right. To distill it down, I think every dollar makes a difference. When you say, gee, I don't have anything to give. Well, could you give $5? Yeah, I could give $5.
Right.
Well, what does $5 do? Well, if you go to Costco and you're buying eggs, $5 can buy several dozen eggs at Costco, and that helps feed the camp. But gee, what about I can only give $25. Well, $25 is a tank of gas. Or half a tank of gas. We need those dollars. So everything can be distilled down to, a very small cost, which, it makes a difference.
Right.
Running that camp, you need everything from toilet paper, tissues to Band-Aids every once in a while to, everything.
Excellent. No, that's an excellent point. Without that tank of gas, you're not even going to get them up there, right?
Right.
I mean, that's an excellent point. Well, Fatty.
So we will take it all, right?
Right.
From $5 to the thousands.
All of it. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Fuzzy, thank you so much. It is always a pleasure to talk to you. And we're going to bring on your son number 2.
Let's
Wingman.
make this a family affair.
Definitely. And Mr. Wingman is going to tell us a little bit about how this actual series is going to be changing in the next few months.
Mr. Wingman's playing back here, and I think I like the other layout better. So as anyone here knows and knows us, we're just going to change it back. There we go. This way we can see our faces.
Which is really important.
So, this Beyond Cancer series has been great. This is episode 29. We've held so many different, topics. Thanks to Gail for moderating it. But we've been able to do, such things as talking about fertility, talking about mental health, disease specifics from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma to brain cancer, in which we hope that everybody here has been able to get, some shared perspectives in which they can relate to, right? Because that's all we're trying to do is give you guys the tools to feel supported, feel empowered in your cancer journeys. And there's a lot of different topics, as all of us know out there, that we can speak to. So that's what we've been doing. But we actually did a little study a little while ago, a little survey with some of our folks, and asked kind of, what programs are working for you, and also how do you receive those programs? How do you be able to find out about them, et cetera? And one of the things we heard was, social media can be restricting because not everybody's on Facebook, right? And not everybody's on Instagram or wherever. And so we want to make sure that wherever you are, you can find the programs we're offering the best we can. And one way to do that is taking this series here and transitioning it to a podcast. So we're getting hip with the the technology, a little late to the maybe a little late to the game, but we are nonetheless very excited about what we're going to be doing. We're excited about the structure in which we're building it. We are rebranding this a little bit. I will be honest. The title of it is not completely finalized, but we're starting already. We have episodes in the can that we're getting ready to roll out and all that. Yours truly, Gail, will still be our moderator, so don't worry. We still have the rock star there, although her sports teams are ill-advised. She still, still does a great job at this platform. But to say the least, Gail, you've been great in having all these conversations. I know you've learned a ton, but your facilitating, I think, makes everybody feel at home and truly gives us that epic experience family feel to where, hey, you know what, this is who we are and this is what we're about, and that is really supporting one another. So 2 weeks from now, we will have a little teaser trailer for this podcast that you'll be able to learn more, and so we will be rolling that out. But we really hope you guys stay involved. Subscribe to the podcast when it's out. We'll be putting it up to where on our social media channels and a newsletter to where everybody can find it. It will eventually be living on our website, and so you can get it there as well. But it'll be on all your major podcast channels, from Apple to Spotify to Amazon, et cetera, wherever you get your podcasts. So, we just are, again, excited. We're moving forward. This is, where now being a organization of 3, which, man, I'm not going to lie, it doesn't sound big, but when you've been an organization of 2 for, 5-6 years, it's big. So, now being an organization of 3, I will say that, it's just something that I will say I think we're all proud of, because, we have a lot of different moving parts. We have a lot of exciting things coming up, more than just a podcast to share with you guys in our community. We have another video series that will be taking this one's place on YouTube, called the How to Cancer series. And this one's going to be awesome. It's going to be 3 to 5 minute videos. And we're just going to break down the cancer journey. So that way folks can have an a la carte, menu to choose from, how they relate and how they can, really digest the information and where they're at in their cancer journey. So we have over 100 topics identified right now for episodes. So that's a huge shout out to, Tess Burton, aka Misfit. Thank you for all your hard work on that and getting all those episodes identified. The whole alumni team, Gail's a part of that. So is Misfit. So again, a lot of exciting stuff. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, but at the end of the day, we cannot wait to get back to in-person programs like the rest of us. But for right now, we're doing what we can to bring all the information to you guys the best way we can. So really just thank you for continuing to engage with us. And we go from there. Back to the family-run organization where the right answer is it's always peaceful and everything is always sunshine and rainbows.
Exactly. Exactly. Smile on your face. Yes. Well, awesome. So in 2 weeks, we'll be back here, correct? And then we'll be going to
In 2 weeks, we will, I can't say definitive no. There's always a possibility. We all know Mama Lou likes her surprises. So we could surprise you with one. But with that being said, no. What to look out for in 2 weeks we will be releasing that promo trailer.
Awesome.
So the promo trailer for the podcast, we'll be releasing that to give you a little bit of a taste of what this is going to look like, what it's going to be about. Again, the rebrand of a new name, etc.
Awesome. Great. All right. Well, anything else that either of you would like to share? Since I have two Ferros here with me.
Who do you pick to win the Super Bowl?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one because I really don't want either of them to win. So there's my answer.
You got to pick one.
I know.
You put Fuzzy on the spot a bunch over the last 45 minutes.
Who do I pick to win? Well, see, it would be a beautiful story for the guy whose name I'm going to call Chemo Brain, the old man.
Tom Brady.
Thank you. It would be a beautiful story, obviously, if he won and went out with that. But I really don't want him to win. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Well, now it's just more ammunition for you as a Raiders fan that you picked a division rival. But anyways, with that being said, anyone that's seen Gail and I in action knows her and I can go back and forth for hours on this topic.
But we're going to spare you all.
Yeah.
Someone says Patriots. This Facebook user said Patriots. So, to be honest, like Fuzzy said, it has been such a weird year. I didn't even know who won the two divisions. Somebody said something. I haven't really paid attention.
Sounds like me, and I didn't know I still don't know who won the World Series. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will just say officially, Fuzzy, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Much like I'm the middle child between my siblings, it looks like I'm the middle between my mom and dad. Here of the epic world as far as where we're at. But we're one team, we're one family, and all you guys are a part of that family. So we're excited to move things forward. And really, whatever you guys need, don't hesitate to ask. We'll keep trying to bring you whatever you're looking for. So, Gail, thank you.
Well, thank everyone. Thank you for joining us. Those of you who asked questions, really, that's a great part of it. We love having your input and asking your questions. So we really appreciate how you've participated over this time. And we're looking forward to the new journey that we're going to be going on, whatever we're going to call this, to be determined. We're looking forward to taking it into a podcast form and going from there. So, Fuzzy, thank you so much. Wingman, thank you. And everybody have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.